So we are here at the former Eclair lab just outside of Paris, and we're here because we're about to create a new landmark in the world of photochemical film. It will be called the Navire Argo, and it would combine our artist-run film lab and a cinema dedicated to the projection of photochemical film.
We're a group of filmmakers that have been sharing film laboratory equipment since 1996. We're structured as a non-profit. We're open to new members that come and use the tools that we have been gathering. We teach them how to use processors for processing 16mm and 35mm, contact printers to make prints, including release prints with sound, and all the way to laser subtitling. By doing so, more than 400 films have been created in the past 25 years, films of all genres and lengths.
Our lab is part of a community of artist-run film labs, of which there are 63 around the world, and it's called the filmlabs.org network, and we are one of the most active and complete labs of this kind. And in a twist of fate, we're about to set up in this extraordinary location, which is the former Eclair laboratories. It was France's #1 lab throughout the 20th century. Legend goes that at the time they would shoot films in the greenhouses and they would process them in the stables. But little by little, the company grew into a factory-sized commercial lab. Later in the 1980s, they built a whole building for striking release prints just for that at the speed of 135mm film, feature-length film, every 5 minutes.
The town of Épinay-sur-Seine bought the site after it closed in 2015 and wants to convert it into a cultural district. So we have convinced them to dedicate a portion of the building, which is ideally situated at the entrance of the site, to create the Navire Argo. So occupying 20,000 square feet, the Navire Argo will be a place to create on film, to project on film, and this is very important to us as well, to teach all the techniques involved. In exchange for the renovation of the building by our non-profits, the city has granted us the use of the space at no charge for 35 years, like 35mm. In a year's work, we have raised 2 million euros out of the 2.7 that we need to start the renovation next spring. So there's still a large portion of the funding to be found, and that's why we need help. Let's visit.
So this is the Cinema Cafe, where you'll be able to have a drink before screening or have a snack afterward while you're discussing the film you just saw. The bar will be in the back right here. And there we're going to make an entrance into the screening space, which is located right behind this wall. And there will also be a window into the projection booth so that anybody can see what film projectors look like. So this is the future screening room. The booth and the screen are already here, since this room was used for post-production with Eclair's clients. And we will install 70 seats here, and there will be excellent image and sound quality. We'll be able to screen Super 8, 16, and 35mm with a changeover system. So that will allow us to screen archival prints here.
Right above us, on the second floor, we will set up a vault to preserve a film prints collection that will be used for the programming. It will have long-term preservation conditions in terms of temperature and humidity, and we are already looking for films from archives, distributors, filmmakers, or film collectors that will trust us to preserve their prints in exchange to being able to show them in the cinema. But of course we will also show other films, especially contemporary works using film, and every year we will hold a film festival.
Seeing film prints will become even more rare than it is today, and here anyone will be able to come and continue to have this experience.
So in this room, Eclair would process camera negatives in these huge machines. These machines are industrial size processors and they're not compatible with what we are doing, but we are trying to sell them to the benefit of the project to a commercial lab that would reuse them. And instead of these, we will install our own processors for 16mm, 35mm in color and black and white. And we will actually restart a smaller color negative machines that Eclair left behind that will be very precious to us.
We will build some dust-free rooms to be able to handle and to manipulate our original negatives. We'll have a dark room on the other side of the room to be able to hand process and then experiment. On the other side of this wall, going through the revolving doors, we'll have the printers to be able to contact print our films. And then the optical printing machines are going to be on the other side of this room with our animation table and also our laser subtitling machine that will help us engrave our subtitles on 16, as it seems that we are the last one in the world to be able to do this. So all our machines, all our tools need to be maintained and repaired. So that's why we decided to devote some spaces like this one to workshops to be able to work on mechanics, to work on electronics, including using very modern tools like 3D conception, 3D printing.
We not only repair the machines, but sometimes we even improve them using modern technology, but always for the goal of continuing to use film.
So as a place where we will make film on film, Le Navire Argo will participate in the preservation of the endangered know-how of photochemical film. We are already partners with one of the most important French film school, La Fémis, to tackle these issues, and we plan to expand those classes and workshops in the future. And the workshop will be about shooting techniques, film projection, preservation and conservation, but also the many lab techniques that we use. So this room will be dedicated to such workshops, including educational work with various schools in the neighborhood. So we will remove the booth and then it will make the room more versatile. So then we could use it as a small studio or for film installations or live performances or even exhibitions, especially during our annual festival.
We have been very lucky to gather all the equipment that we have found in the past 25 years and to bring together the knowledge to make it work, and then to find the perfect place to create Navire Argo here in the Eclair laboratory. Now we're trying to complete the funding to start the renovation next spring and to make it all happen. Recently we just set up a crowdfunding campaign on our website to try to raise 50,000 euros in France and 50,000 euros abroad. So that would be a total of 100,000 euros out of the 700 that is still missing. And it would be a tremendous help.
So if you love film and if you think it's important to still be able to work with it in 35 years, please consider contributing. Every little bit will help. And of course, we're also open to large donations, but in any case, please share this call. And when Navire Argo is ready in 2024, you're welcome to stop by for a visit and check out the lab and maybe watch a rare print in our screening room.